How do you focus? Where do you go to focus? How does this focus happen? I'm going to share with you how. How do you start developing this supreme level focus so that you are not afraid? And how important is that in your life? Well, what you're seeing on the screen is just a snapshot of how we focus. Is a snapshot of how we learn how to develop this mental ability. See, your power and intention into the something that you want, you have to learn how to focus. Right away in the initial foundation for success, that's what we teach you how to focus. You see, true leaders have focus. Edison had focus. Henry Ford had focus. Andrew Carnegie had focus. Elon Musk had supreme focus, genius level focus. Your power and intention into something that you want needs focus. Where do you develop it? You gotta listen to some things that you've never listened to before. I'm telling you, it's easy. All these people in these different industries, they did it. And that's how they got to that next level. Are you willing to get to that next level? Are you willing to focus? True leaders have focus. When you focus on something, you lock into its greatness. You lock into it, and then there's going to be no more stagnation. No more stagnation. How did Carlos go from not having a fun job to having an amazing job in the same company? How did Trudy go and Mary Kay to become the number one in sales after 18 years? Because she focused. How did somebody get promoted from Apple to Google and became the number one in their client acquisition and credit card transaction on 2 weeks? She's an amazing person. She started up with me and then she disappeared. And I was like, well, where did you go? She goes, Kamal, I got what I wanted. I said, come on, you've only been here 2 weeks. She goes, yeah, I got my promotion. I'm good. I'm confident. And I got the material. If I need you, I'll call you. So I checked on her a few more months and she was doing fantastic. Double, triple their income. I don't know. She didn't want to share all that. So you gotta learn to focus and you gotta lock on what you want. There is no growth without focus. If you don't grow, you're dying. When you have focus, you start enjoying every day. You start becoming the man or the woman who you want to become. See, there's so much noise out there. There's always noise. But when you focus, you push the noise away. The subconscious mind, which we're going to get into very much as we start learning this material, goes towards dominating in your thinking. So what's the dominating thought that you have? What's the dominating thought that you have? What are you focusing on most of the time? That's where your subconscious is going. The time will come. You just have to focus on getting better. The time will come for you to act. The time will always come to take action. There are some days where I don't have client calls. I just practice, I just study, I just get ready, and I'm preparing. I'm focused. I want you to stop allowing the old conditions to suck you to the old you. The old conditioning has taken over, and that's why you have these results. And if you want new results, you have to operate from that next level. And right away, as you come along this journey, just like all these beautiful people did, right away in the new foundation, we set you on how to get to that frequency and vibration, because that's what you need. There is a greater version inside of you waiting. There's a greater version of you, whoever you are listening online, my clients who are here, waiting inside of you to come out. I want you to start working on these bigger ideas. How would you like to do that? And this is what I talk about. It's guaranteed to work. This is what if you do the work. I could guarantee you everything, but I could guarantee you that if you do nothing, you're going to stay where you are. And I can guarantee you, if you come in to coach with me and you're thinking on your way out, you're not going to get the result. You have to come in all in. That's why I only work with committed people. I want you to start working with a much bigger ideas, like a much bigger resonance that's going to really set the foundation. Always thinking about how can you focus more? How can you do more? How can you be more? Draw out all the noise that's happening out there. There is so many distractions. Hold the image. And one of the examples with Bob, and then Bob goes, well, hold the image. I mean, how do you hold the image? Well, your mind thinks in images. If I tell you mind, conscious, subconscious, superconscious, hyperconscious, you have no idea. But if I tell you an apple, a red apple, that's an image. If I tell you a 200 apartment building, your mind has an image of what that building would look like. So we think in images. Hold the image, hold the focus. Start moving toward it with tenacity. Start moving toward it with grit. You have to move forward with a sense of purpose. Some people are just dying. They're dead on the inside, and I want to wake you up. Now, if you want to sell, like this week is all going to be about sales, like I said, you better have focus. If you're not focused, you're going to be settling. You've settled already. Focus on what? I'm focused on my goal. I'm focused on my image. Who is the person you want to become? Who is that thing that you want to accomplish so bad? What's keeping you up at night? What is it that you're going to do beyond the shadow of doubt? What is it you want to do that nobody else is going to stop you? If you're not focused, you're going to start to settle. So, and we do that right away in the early lessons. We start developing these higher mental faculties, what I call about the imagination, the will, the reason, perception, memory, and intuition. These are your higher mental faculties. See, up to now, you're operating based on just memory and based on the results that you have, and almost like by instinct, like this is what you're used to. That's what your old paradigm. We want to change all that. Focus on what you want. It doesn't matter that it seems too far. It doesn't matter that it seems so big. It doesn't matter that it's taken you so many tries and you're not getting it. It doesn't matter that you've got onto 9 calls and you haven't made a sale yet. Focus on making the sale. Why would you go into a call with somebody without thinking you're going to get the call? They're coming to see you anyways. Why do you have any doubt that they're going to say no? No. Have a focus on they're going to say yes. See, everybody, I believe, understands that thoughts become things and we become what we think about. In the movie The Secret, where Bob made his debut, and that's how I met him, and that's how I met Laurel. Everybody hears these words and they think they understand it. Intellectually, you do, but subconsciously, you don't. And that's what we're going to change. That is what we're going to change. You see, when you focus on what you want, you put yourself in that frequency and vibration that you need to be. And that's where your desire is. And that's what's going to drive that feeling that's going to get you to do the things that you should be doing, because I don't know what you should be doing. I know from yesterday, I have a list on what I really want to do. I wrote it last night. A lot of people are just gathering information. I used to gather information for a long, long time, very, very long time, very long time. Most of the clients, when they come in, they're like, well, I've taken courses. I've taken other coaching programs for years. Lori, who was in real estate, she's got 25 years of courses, 25 years of selling. But in a short amount of time, she had 10 times her investment. So you could be collecting information for a long time. I'm going to help you change your paradigm, because collecting information is just miserable after a while, because you're like, what's wrong with me? You start putting yourself into guilt mode. See, if you just study coaching and professional development and your results don't change, you go into this uh, scene of shame and guilt that there's something wrong. There is nothing wrong with you. You just haven't met that person that's gonna shift you. And the other type of people that sometimes they come to me, they've been trying to study this material alone for a long time. This does not work alone. What got you here is not going to get you to that next level. What got you to where you are now is not going to get you to the next level, period. Your paradigm is where you are right now. And if you want to go to that next level, you need somebody with a much bigger paradigm, with a different view of you of where you want to go. But most people try to know. How do I know that? Because I tried that for a long time, 25 years. I was just getting one certificate, one degree, another degree, 5 degrees. It's not going to change. You can get any degree you want. Your results will not change until you shift. But somebody with a higher paradigm, with a higher level of achievement on the gauge that you want has to take you there, has to open you up to believe that you can do it. And the third part that I want to mention on this is there is nothing like doing this in a group. It's actually one of the basic fundamentals of doing this in a group. It's the only way you're going to persist. You're not going to persist by yourself. How many of you have books that you haven't read? I have many books I've read. They're in the basement. The ones that are here beside me, every one of here I've read. Why? Because I joined a group. I joined a community. It's part of the persistence, part of the masterminding, part of being elite, right? How many of you probably have a gym membership and you never go? But if you join a class, if you join a group, you start going. So you need that group, you need that masterminding. In our class today at 5 p.m. with my clients, we're going to do masterminding. It's going to be a mastermind class to show them how to do it because it's one of the latest lessons. A couple of the clients are close to the 12-week cycle or 24-week cycle or 48-week cycle, depending how long they've been. And that's what happens when you join a group. So what is your motivator? Why would you want to sell more? Why would you want to earn more? Well, why, all these people wanted more. Brigitte wanted more, Madeline wanted more, Carlos wanted more, everybody wanted more. What's your motivator to want more? I want to mention one more thing about people who study by themselves and just buy the books and they think they can do it by themselves. And there's somebody out there, hopefully you're listening, your name is Simon. You're probably reading the information and now you're knowing about it, but it doesn't mean you're experiencing the transformation. You just know about it because your results are the same. Imagine studying this information from somebody with a much higher paradigm. That's why high performance coaching works, because you'll be studying the material with somebody with a much bigger awareness than you. Much bigger awareness than you. Now, I promise you that we're going to do a lot more on sales, and I'm going to need about 24, 25 minutes, which is cool. But as we get into that, because this is the first part of this, I'm going to share with you one more point. That if you're itching to grow, if you're itching to fix your mind, if you're itching to fix yourself and you don't, what's going to happen? You're going to pass your legacy to everybody that's around you. You see, what you don't fix in yourself, you pass on to your kids. You pass on to your whoever living in your environment. And I'm talking about your mind. I'm not talking about the coin that you're going to leave them or the house. What you don't fix in your mind or your level of performance, you pass on to your kids. So you have to start. You have to start today. You have to become that product of the product. Money is just a product of your performance. You need a proper environment, proper direction, proper investing in yourself, and you have to make a decision that nothing is going to stop you anymore. You are going to become the man or the woman who you've always wanted to be. You got to make that decision, and you want to surrender yourself to this new idea, which we will do right away in the first few weeks that you're with me. And we'll plant that idea into your head. You plant it. I'm going to show you how. Your life will change night and day. You will not even recognize yourself. I remember, I like this telescope here. One of the sessions, Bob goes, you're going to need a telescope to see yourself 6 months from now. As a matter of fact, Lori, who 10 timed her investment, she said the same thing. She said, Kamal, I remember you telling me that. I said, yeah, I know. That's pretty cool. So